Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle Adjacent by Night Fractured. As a warning, this is a mature game and explores some dark and troubling themes. These may include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, and many others. Our players have discussed consent and boundaries, and they collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. They will always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. And as a viewer, if you ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our streams are going to be available on YouTube after the game, so you can always come back to an episode if you feel ready. Thank you to our wonderful sponsor, Level Up Dice, for supporting us, and you can support them by purchasing their exquisite dice or spreading the word about them on social media. And let's go with Clan Hikata for this one. For no
particular reason. We're back, baby.
And we're back. All right. So, also, our other sponsor, Dogmite Games. Dogmite Games is the best gaming company you've never heard of. They combine craftsmanship with artistry to create truly unique pieces of functional art for your game, from dice boxes and rolling trays to fully sculpted Valhalla screens for GMs. Each piece is created on site in the workshop in Michigan by a devoted team of craftsmen. And I have the Genny roll one. Brennan.
Banging and banging.
Once again, if Gangrel ever wants to play Vampire the Masquerade, we're here.
Hey, Toreador.
And it's time to introduce our semi-smaller coterie. Which way am I pointing? That way?
What's different?
I am directly to your right.
That way?
Yeah. Now you're pointing at Brennan. Angle down.
Well, yeah, we're going to go with Brennan first.
Yes, perfect.
Yes. That works.
Well, hello there. I'm Brennan. I play Charlotte, the vibrant venture. And now that the girls are gone and I'm no longer competing with women, I can stop gaslighting everyone.
Wow.
I've won.
Zach?
Hi, I'm Zachary Vaudo, and I am playing Charlie Lawrence, the moping Malkavian who is just about to or having come out of a week-long self-induced torpor because dramatics are fun.
It's true. Patrick?
Directly to your right. There we go. Yes. Hi, Patrick. Tonight I am playing Harley, the industrious, entrepreneurial, dare say, motivated Nosferatu.
That is also true.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those of you familiar with Adjacent by Night, this is a continuation of which. And if you don't know what happened, this pretty much entire episode is going to be a gigantic spoiler. So, go back on YouTube, watch all the episodes, and then come back here later and watch this one, which will be up on YouTube fairly soon. So when last we met the coterie, or at least this particular 3/5 of the coterie, they were on the boat that was absconded from Cervantes. And they were leaving Long Beach, California, heading south. One of the coterie had decided that they could not cope with what had happened, and they decided to go into torpor for as long as they could go into torpor, which at that humanity level is only a week. The other two members of the coterie, we're going to kind of do a little bit of a time skip, but before that, we're going to open up on the next night after the torpor. And Sandra would come into Charlotte's room and knock a little bit. And these things are great for Foley.
Whoa, it's like I'm really there. Come in.
Yeah, I left Father what's his name on the. Is it still a wheel if it's about like the steering wheel thing, or is it called something else?
It's literally a steering wheel. You're not on a pirate ship.
I thought we were vampires or something, but okay, sure, yeah.
Vampires
right.
drive cars sometimes if they're not from New York.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. So I left him up there, but
I'm sure he's fine. They probably teach that in seminary, correct?
I don't think so.
Well, make your question quick then.
Regardless, I just went around to check everybody, and the guy with numbers,
Charles.
yeah, he's not awake. He's not waking up.
Oh yeah, he took a cope nap.
Sorry, what again?
A cope nap. He's very upset, so he's sleeping it off. I believe you might know it as depression.
Okay.
Why? What do you want?
Well, he's just not waking up. I thought, were you guys like attacked or something? Like, is he?
No, he's fine. He did it on purpose.
Right.
Don't you go to sleep?
Not for more than 24 hours. No.
Well, you simply must try sleeping for a week straight. It's rejuvenating.
Is it?
How's your mental health, Sandra?
Okay.
You seem unable to process the fact that somebody else might be sad. And that, to me, reads as though you must be very happy with your employment. Is it because I'm the best boss ever?
Yeah.
Good answer.
Well, I am a venture ghoul.
You didn't need to specify. Was there anything else you wanted, Sandra?
No. Just how long do you?
You just wanted to check on Charlie?
No, I'm checking on everybody. But
No, you only asked me about Charlie.
We're down 2 people.
You know he's single now.
Okay.
I may be a woman of the cloth now, but that doesn't mean I can't play matchmaker.
You're not a nun.
Yeah.
Or are you?
I don't know. What are the qualifications?
Well, you probably have to give away all your wealth.
No, where does it say that?
Yeah, most of the denominations, yeah, probably.
And I can't get laid for a while, right?
Like ever?
Yeah, I'm not a nun.
Okay.
But I think we can hook this up. I see the way that you look at him across the board meetings. And I know everything he likes. He likes numbers. He likes the war. He likes his old friends.
Raven-haired women who have mental problems.
Yeah. You can do that, right?
No. Because I have
A great job, and you don't have mental problems.
red hair.
I didn't know that until just now. Thank you for specifying. I can't believe we let you get away with that for so long. I'm surprised Cassandra didn't kill you.
No, mine is I guess hers is kind of natural.
It's
Mine's-
not natural.
Mine's more natural than yeah.
Sure. Who am I to judge?
Well, I got away from it with it for so long because I don't wear red clothing necessarily.
Yeah, you have red hair. That's kind of her thing. I'm surprised you weren't scalped.
Yeah, that would hurt a lot.
I'm sure they'd put you under.
Plus, she's not really a fighter. I don't know if you've noticed.
Neither are you. I think she'd win.
Probably.
You are what we in the industry call a nerd. That's why you drive the ship.
Right. I still don't entirely know how to do that. You realize that, right?
You
The
read
only
the
person-
manual.
The only person who actually knows 100% how to drive the ship is in his like depression coma or whatever.
Well, just drive the ship out into the ocean and we'll end up wherever we end up. I don't care.
Oh, okay. And she just turns around and leaves.
Good talk. Good talk.
And we're going to fast forward it a little bit as the night proceeds. The lights of Long Beach get further and further in the distance due to the fact that you're now going out into the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The sun starts to kind of creep over the horizon, and everyone goes into their day sleep. Someone's already in their sleep for a while, and that would be Charlie. Charlie, you are having dreams, which is mildly unnerving due to the fact that when vampires are in the day sleep, they don't dream. They're dead. Nothing comes across their minds. But you are having dreams. You're in a corridor. Seems like an old, dilapidated building. There's old paint peeling. There's cracks that are coming up through the walls. It's not falling apart on you, but it is in a state of disrepair. There's a long hallway that when you look down it, it seems to get longer and get shorter at the same time. There seems to be a push that is happening and a pull. You feel a need to go down that hallway.
Well,
When you get down to the end of the hallway, there is a large set of double doors that are in about the same state of disrepair as the rest of the hallway.
just sort of run my finger along the rusted metal, and
They have the large kind of circular metal door knockers.
I just lift one of them as I'm examining the rust, and then just let it fall back onto the door. And
There's a
resound.
loud, and you can hear it reverberating through the hallway.
Put my hand on the door and just push.
It doesn't move at first. You need to put a little bit, an extra oomph into it to push them both open. And they both slowly lean open. And there's a kind of a grinding sound that seems like it's digging its way through the wood as it opens. On the other side, you see swirling shadows.
I'll continue forward towards them.
You get enveloped into the darkness, and then you start to see varying images flashing before you. Like, you can see the boat. You can see Sandra talking with Charlotte. You can see Harley down in the bowels of the boat, typing away on a computer. He's fiddling with something that may be connecting it to satellites as opposed to doing anything Wi-Fi related. Your vision kind of flashes back to Long Beach and the last discussion that you had with Elena. You can see Elena and Cassandra getting into a cab for some reason. But you can't see the driver.
I'm going to reach for the cab.
You still can't see the driver's face. It's like it's obscured in shadow. And you see the driver look at you and go. And then the cab disappears. And then you see Cervantes. He's still alive. Your explosion did not fell him as was potentially speculated.
Where is he?
He is in Seattle.
Where am I?
You feel like you're in Seattle, but for some reason you can feel kind of a shifting, like you're still in a boat.
What is he doing?
He is on the outskirts of Seattle in a warehouse. And he turns and he looks away from you. You were looking directly into his face at that time. He turns away from you, and behind him, you can see Elena and Cassandra taking a knee to Cervantes.
No, get up. Get up. Please get up.
It's like they can't hear you.
I'm going to lunge for Cervantes.
They all disappear.
What is this? Why are you showing me this?
And then you see someone you've never seen before. You can't quite make out what their face looks like, but you can see kind of like a light emanating from them. You can tell that they're kindred, but they seem to have a power you haven't encountered. and they reach their hand out for you. It's okay. I can help.
How?
Do you take their hand?
They don't answer, then I do.
They do not answer until you do.
Then I do.
As you solidify your grasp on their hand, you can see that their forehead opens up and more light pours out on you. And you feel calmer. And then you wake up. Friend Charlie.
Hi.
And you get poked from like several different directions at the same time. Friend Charlie is awake.
Trevor, I'm awake. I'm awake.
It is still day. Sleep.
Okay. And before I close my eyes, I'm going to look down at my hand at the ring I'd put on before I put myself into torpor that I'd taken from Iconis. And just let my eyes fade out on that.
Okay. Harley. It's your turn.
Yay.
So you've been fiddling around with technology over the last little while, trying to make sure that you can still keep in touch with the world, even if you're out in the middle of the ocean. You go to sleep.
Cursing Elon Musk and Starlink isn't as much as what he's making it out to be, and that's what Harley's been tinkering with, is getting everything set up and working so they don't have to skim the coast and sell signals.
I just had a flash myself of a vision of Harley curling up with a teddy bear, being like, fuck you, Elon Musk, and then going to sleep.
Yeah, you know what? Harley's probably started using some sort of a comfort item.
Like a router or something. Like,
this old bricked. Yep.
Elena bricked this router.
This was the first router she trashed when she moved in.
It's going to be blood soaked by the time you wake up. So you go to sleep, and you are also dreaming. This hasn't happened in 40 years at least. This is weird. You think you're asleep, but you can't necessarily control what's going on. But you are in a large kind of foyer area, and everything is white. Everything is polished. There's like gold trim on things. There's a carpet that's seen way too many people trample over it, but it is still well maintained and nicely vacuumed.
Canis? Hello?
There is no response.
All right.
And there is kind of two sets of doors. There's one that's directly in front of you, and then there's one that is behind you when you do the quick 360 to figure out what's going on.
We're gonna Ready Player One this, and I'm gonna use the door behind me.
You open the door behind you, and a large cacophony of noise just overwhelms you. It seems like there's a celebration going on. Things are really bright in here. It takes you a couple blinks to have your eyes readjust.
I'm going to endure this as long as I can. I want to shut the door. This is a bit much, but we're here. We're aware. We're conscious. Whatever this is important.
A couple blinks later, your eyes kind of hazily come into focus. And you can see that this isn't a party. This isn't necessarily a celebration. This is a church. And you look around, there's people waving mittfuls of money in the air. And you look up at the pulpit and you can see Charlotte. Reading from the Bible.
Oh, this has probably got to be the most sacrilegious thing Harley's seen in a minute. But this... Okay, now we're going to put a pin in this. This is... Yeah. I'm gonna stay and listen for a little bit. There's reading from the Bible and then there's preaching. Harley wants to hear what's coming out of her mouth.
This is definitely a sermon. And Charlotte is mentioning how you have to be kind to one another, how you can't just diablerize people, how you shouldn't just run off, put yourself in harm's way when you're a team.
Guilty.
And there's like people with the collection trays. They're walking around, and then there's like they seem to be overflowing as they are taking them up to the front.
Every single cent in that basket is tax free.
Yep. And then Charlotte looks down on this kind of growing pile of money and she goes, "Look at my good friend Charlie. He is a good example." And when Charlotte points at you, everybody turns and they're like, and you notice that when Charlotte pointed out Charlie, there was a Charlie there. That Charlie didn't have any numbers.
Okay.
And the Charlotte that's there goes, "What you shouldn't do is run off by yourself. That's rude.
You don't split the party. Amen. Amen, Sister Charlotte. Amen."
And then you can see her motion off to her right. And there's a cage there that is made of shadow. and Cassandra and Elena are in it.
You don't. You could figure out what this means just by taking a high school psych course. Okay.
And then Charlotte goes, like these sinners.
Harley's gonna. We're gonna have to work on our messaging, on our tone. But yes. Okay, I've seen enough of this. I'm gonna close the door, and I'm gonna close the door and see what happens.
The door closes.
I'm back in the foyer.
Yep.
I'm gonna look down at my ring and kind of fiddle with it, spin it with my little finger. All right, lady, you're the tiger, and I'm gonna go check the other door.
The other door opens up into a back alley.
The tiger. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and step into the alley.
As soon as you step into the alley, the door is closed behind you, and it's just brick.
I'm gonna try something. Harley's, or rather, one of Harley's favorite horror franchises is Nightmare on Elm Street. We're gonna try some Dream Warrior stuff. I want to see if I can manifest some Charlie style feral weapons onto my hands.
All right. Make you do some weird Malkavian rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. This is definitely mental, so let's go resolve.
Not the best.
What is the dream manipulation skill?
Craft.
That works.
Yeah, let's go with crafts.
Mm-hmm. I've got
Said
nothing.
Malkavian, man.
I've
Crafts?
got nothing.
Crafts or occult, whichever one
Oh, that is so much better. Thank you.
happens to be higher.
Oh wait, actually, no, I don't. I'm trying to remember what I spent my last XP on, and it was the lore sheet actually. So, because I couldn't I know I had pondered upping my resolve at one point in time for this very reason.
For the willpower reason.
Yeah. Hunger 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you haven't woken up yet, and I haven't made you roll for that.
That is 2 successes.
What do you want these particular feral weapons to look like?
Harley is... You know, I want a... I want to see if I can make like a buckler or something for my left hand, or for my left arm. So
Okay.
like a bone shield, basically. And then just a lance similar to the kind that pops out of Charlie's wrist, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can still manipulate with my right hand, but I got sticky power if I need it.
So you look down at your hands in an attempt to will these into being. And nothing happens.
Oh, it was worth a shot. I'm gonna try surging.
Okay.
Let's see how this works in the dream state. I'm gonna surge my dex. Actually, wait, hold on. I'm gonna surge my resolve.
All right.
And that's a success of my rouse. And I'm gonna proceed down deeper into the alley.
as you get further down the alley, you realize like it's very subtle that this change happens, that you don't even realize it until you're at least 10 paces into it. This isn't an alley, this is a sewer. Back there, back behind you, you could have sworn that this was a back alley. But now you're in a sewer.
I'm gonna keep going.
You continue down and you find that your feet aren't steady where you're walking. It's not that there's anything wrong with your equilibrium or you're just not you're falling over or anything like that. It's that what you're stepping on seems like it's a bunch of curved kind of things below your feet.
Skulls.
They are skulls. And when you look up, you see the skull throne that Nixodon used to sit on.
You're dead. I'm gonna go sit on the throne.
That's pretty much what the last page of this was going to be having you try to convince to do. But fuck it, you're doing it anyway. All right.
Yeah. Harley's taking advantage of the lucid dream, and this is for a purpose. So
you go and sit on the throne, and then suddenly you feel a weight on your head, like there's a crown. And you feel a trickle of blood come down your face.
Blood, I'm assuming.
It is blood. It's kindred blood. You don't feel any blood bond, anything from it, but it's potentially yours.
I'm gonna feel around here.
As you feel up there, it feels like bone. And as you get to like a certain point where you think the blood may have come from, you can feel like it seems to be digging into your skull.
And try taking it off.
As you try to take it off, it digs in, and you can feel the skin pulling, and the pressure is increasing and increasing and increasing. And then you wake up. And your modem is crushed in your hand.
I'm gonna look at the nearest clock. What time is it?
It's 1 p.m.
Whoa.
You're feeling really tired.
Okay, a dream potent enough to wake me up from day sleep in the middle of the day. Okay.
And as you slide back into sleep, we're going to go over to Charlotte, who's also having a dream.
A dream?
A dream.
I don't have those very often.
You're dreaming a dream of times gone by.
this might not be a dream. This might be a vision.
So you went to sleep on the boat. You distinctly remember that. But it may have been hours. This may be months from now. You're not sure. You can't quite tell. But you remember going to sleep on the boat, and that's the last thing you remember. But you open your eyes, and you're at the one end of an extremely long boardroom table. There's many, many people in suits. This feels like a venture meeting. And they're discussing something. You're not quite sure what. You can't quite put your finger on it, but there's discussion about an object. And you feel drawn to this object. You feel like you're not quite sure if it's the Ventru blood calling to you, but you feel like you need to have this object. There seems to be some of the Ventru are getting up and leaving. And in your mind, you're thinking, well, that's probably because they're not worthy of having this object. And more get up and leave, sometimes in 2s and 3s. And then eventually it's just you and 3 others.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is your sire.
Well, he would be worthy of the object.
And he looks at you and he gives you the sage nod, as he's known to do when you've done something to make his lineage look good. And you can't quite put your finger on where this boardroom is, but you're fairly sure it's somewhere that you're either just came from or that you are going towards. And you haven't actually met this other person, the other 2 people. But you're getting the feeling that they're extremely important. And you look at the others in their faces to try to figure out, where do I know these people? Should I know these people? If they're important Ventru, I should probably know these people.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're looking at them in the face, and then you look back down at the boardroom table, and it's gone. In its place is a large stone sarcophagus that has ancient symbols on it. You can't decipher them. That's something for Harley and Charlie to figure out, usually.
That looks comfortable.
And
So we're just in this boardroom with this stone sarcophagus.
yes,
Is it open?
it is not.
I'll walk up to the sarcophagus and I'll just touch a finger to it.
You have this feeling that if you weren't one of the worthy, one of the rulers, one of the important Ventru, that would have just killed you.
Obviously, I'm worthy. Is there anything else I can glean just from touching or looking at it from up close?
You just get the feeling that this is something that you need to have.
And then I'll look up into the sky, which I assume, I don't know, we're in a boardroom, but it's a dream, so it's probably kind of cloudy.
Yeah.
Is this the future that you want for me, O Lord?
There is no response.
Then I suppose I'll just take a leap of faith. And I'll, can I push the top of the sarcophagus off?
Zach just gets up and leaves. Well, that's the Chronicle, everybody. Have a good night. Yeah, you put your hand, both of your hands on it, and you can feel it's almost electric. This kind of surge that you're getting from this. It's almost like when Father Murphy turned part of you human.
Weird.
And it takes a bit of effort. You can feel it kind of, you push against it and it doesn't seem to be moving at first, but then you kind of put your weight into it and give it a good push, and you can feel it kind of just ever so slightly, like maybe a centimeter, just kind of like shift on the one side, and you can feel that if you keep pushing, it will open.
I will push it open.
You push it open, and you feel this immense feeling of accomplishment, like no other Ventru can do what you just did. And then you wake up.
What time is it?
1:30 p.m. And you feel really tired.
I'm gonna call Harley anyway.
Now I'm going to look up the waking up from day sleep rules.
Humanity 4.
Yeah, he's asleep.
Oh my gosh, he's useless.
Let's just, I think it would, yeah, you're.
I think it's like half your humanity is what you roll, or
Mhm.
something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Or have you humanity and something else. So yeah, you would basically, even if you managed to score some successes, you would pick up the phone and then you'd fall back asleep.
Actually, what the fuck do you? And then the line is dead, and it's just silent.
Can't find any good day help anymore. And then I'm going to go back to sleep.
Did Charlotte end the call?
No. I assume she passed out.
So the call is just, oh my god, the bill is gonna. Oh no.
So let us proceed to the next evening. And I'm going to get a rouse check from everybody. Thumbs down, thumbs down. Come on, Harley.
Come on, Harley. Yeah! Let's hear it for the boys.
So, Charlie.
Is this while I'm still like torpid, or
You have woken up from that.
Okay, so it's been a week. All right.
Yeah, it's been about a week.
Okay.
You hear kind of an argument in your head. The new voice that had shown up seems to be arguing with a cacophony of voices on the other side. No, he should come to me. No, we don't agree with that. That is no. You should, okay, first of all, Charlie, eat something. Yes, eat something. Well, no, we're not gonna no, don't do that. You have to go help Elena. Yes, that's the one. Help Elena. You should probably help Elena or something. Or Cassandra, maybe. I don't know. Possibly. You almost embraced her, right? You should probably help her out. That's all I'm saying. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's yeah. Feels good to have a plan, doesn't it? Go on. I mean, you could not help them. I mean, they're pretty much so bad anyway, right? That dream was pretty fucked up.
Go away.
And that's the last you hear about that.
Just look over and Trevor, if he's in the room.
Trevor is very much still asleep.
Okay. And I guess I'll go stagger my way towards whatever reserve we still have.
There's still a fair chunk of the reserve left. You guys just shoved off like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte.
Yes.
You hear? Charlotte. Remember what I keep saying about Dogecoin? You should probably not do that.
Yeah, it hasn't been doing very well for like a year.
Also, find one of them interns. All you need to do is eat the intern.
I've actually gone vegan lately, so I'll eat, but I don't need to lose any interns over it.
Vegan. Yeah, that's it. You should probably invest in the vegan thing, right? Vegans, you open a restaurant, vegans, and then
have you seen that Netflix documentary yet?
Organic stuff, and then
they're easily tricked.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously they're tricked into giving you money.
That's a good point. As long as we don't have a real vegan running it.
Well, yeah, obviously.
That's a good point. How are you doing?
Yeah,
I know I can't actually find out, but it's very comforting talking to you.
You should probably eat something. That's all I'm saying.
I'll eat something. Yeah.
All right.
We should catch up sometime. I'm in the States.
Yeah, give me a call.
I will.
And that's the last you hear about that. Sometimes you just gotta agree with your beast. And Harley.
What's up?
You hold on. I have to drink some Coca-Cola before I wreck my vocal cords.
Sorry, Steve.
Oh, fuck. You have fucked up dreams, man. Eat something.
Hey, it's a new season, buddy. Things are early.
Don't remind me.
New season, we need, some extra plot material, so we're gonna move forward with this. Just chill.
You realize how long I took writing that?
Yeah, and you know what? It was really good. You spent a lot of time
right?
on all of the dream sequences. You did a really good job. But look, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna find someone to eat. and then I gotta get back to work on the whole 501c3 thing.
The what?
The 501c3, the nonprofit I'm setting up.
Oh. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You should probably do that. Go eat someone.
Yeah. Now, hey, real quick, who, like, it wasn't a Canis. They would have, like, flexed, like, oh, hey, I'm here. Do you have any idea where that came from? I mean, you're in my head. You know my psyche. What triggered that?
I have no idea. You probably got into like the bad blood.
Yeah, they really had to put a sign up.
That shit's got a shelf life, you know.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'll go eat.
Yeah, go do that.
I'll go check and see if Charlie is awake yet. And
He
then,
probably is. He's a little more humane than your dumbass.
I know, but he chose that, and I have no idea when he set the alarm clock for. So, just put a pin in that. We'll be back later.
And as you look down, your phone is still on.
God damn it! Boop! End the call.
You're like 5% battery remaining.
Harley's got plenty of those little, 2,000 milliamp hour power cells. He just, they're ubiquitous now. Everyone's got at least 2 or 3 in the house. And I'm going to start making the rounds here and see if I'm going to check in on Charlie.
Not in his room.
Oh. Okay. He's up. Now Trevor's been in here ever since.
Yep.
Is Trevor still here?
Trevor's still there.
Is this room still sanctified?
I didn't put him in that one.
That's
Oh,
a different room.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can actually go in. Okay. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Friend, Harley.
Hey, what's up, bud? Hey, where'd friend Charlie go?
And then like 3 things that could only be misconstrued as a head to kind of look up. Sky.
Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. Keep it up. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let you start watching some of the like adult stuff on Netflix. I'm gonna take you off of the kids channel, so you can actually start. Stranger Things, you'll love it.
Scary.
Yeah, but new season, you'll dig it, bud. All right, so Charlie's up. Where did he go? Any idea?
And there's like 3 arms that kind of point towards the door.
Well, obviously the door, but left or right? Where did he go, bud?
There seems to be like there's kind of a wave in the meat that is this particular thing that you're talking to, and it seems like there's shrugging, maybe.
Hey, you hungry, bud?
No.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go see if I can find Charlie, and I'll send Floppy in to play cards with you later. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Harley has been teaching Trevor how to play Texas Hold'em, and trying to figure out how that works with the various bodies. Just
He's got a good poker faces.
it's one of those experiments that you don't get the opportunity. This is once in a lifetime. So
It's really easy to bluff if you're bluffing yourself.
right. So yeah, that's been Harley's thing. Besides the his new job. I'm gonna start looking for Charlie or Charlotte, whichever one of them I can run across first.
Is Charlotte in her room?
Yeah, she's getting communion. I'm hungry.
Yeah, that's what you come across.
I'm not gonna interrupt. Charlie.
Oh, come in. I'm just finishing.
Okay.
Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit
Thank you, Father.
offers you a communion waiver.
The wafer. I can go without it, but
And you know this is no, this is impressive. You keep. Harley has seen this happen a couple of times, and every time Charlotte takes a drink, he expects her to explode. That's always going
There's
on.
no explosion.
Okay.
Or is there?
So,
you didn't answer my call at 1 p.m. yesterday, Harley.
do you know? Yeah, you didn't hang up the call either.
I fell asleep. If you would have answered, you could have hung up.
I'm gonna remember that the next time that you call. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna deal with the static. So, actually, Father Murphy, real quick here, your residence in Washington State, was it the rectory, or did you have an apartment, or do you not even remember? I know your memory's still a little fuzzy.
I honestly don't think I was.
So no to all three. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. That
Alright,
sounds right.
So if you were to start getting mail at that church, that would be a bad thing, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Where is your? Do you remember your address? Like where you lived before we scooped you up?
No.
I'm gonna have to do a skip search on you later. Okay. I need someone who I need them to be like the registered person with whatever state for the charity thing that I'm setting up.
Oh, you're doing a charity?
Yeah, we're doing a charity actually.
I love it. What is the cause?
The cause is to help the impoverished and spread the good word.
Sounds great. What brought this change upon you? You usually so distant when it comes to these things.
Well, yeah, I'd been struggling, with some problems, and I just so happened to have a dream, which was really weird, like an actual.
I had a weird dream too. That's why I called you.
At the same time that I did. I
don't know. Whenever I called you,
No, I had just fallen back asleep when you called.
did you also have the sarcophagus dream?
Sarcophagus.
Yeah, there was this neat stone sarcophagus, and I pushed it open because I was the only one that could. And my sire was there, and there were these two very important Ventru that were there. I hadn't met them yet.
Usually opening stone sarcophagi is, if you don't know what's already in there, is usually a bad idea.
Well, there was that one time that they opened Jesus Christ stone sarcophagi, and he just wasn't there. So
they didn't open it. It was the angel who did it.
You got me. I see you've been reading your Bible.
45 minutes a day on a very limited activity schedule.
There's not much going around here.
No. Internet's working now, by the way.
Good. Now you can Google what this sarcophagus is because it seems important.
Okay, I've got a long list of things that I need to do now that we actually have working internet. First things first is getting the charity registered, and then I will run down whatever leads. So a stone sarcophagus, important Ventru. That's it.
That's all I got. There was a board meeting, and then it wasn't a board meeting. It was more like the sleepover with the sarcophagus, and it was just me there.
You know
Oh, and there was stuff written on it. I couldn't read it.
Do you wouldn't happen to be able to draw a picture of the symbols, would you?
Storyteller.
Give me a intelligence and occult roll.
Oh, did I get my hunger back down?
Did you feed?
I had took communion, the blood of Christ. It usually works.
Then yes.
Good. Four successes.
You can remember some of the symbols on it, and you're able to like jot them down.
Only if you are 100% certain on this, just because one squiggle can look like any other squiggle. And doing the research that I need to do for this, having it exact is going to save me a hell of a lot of time.
Well, these are the squiggles that I remember 100%.
Okay.
Actually, can I rouse to try and do better?
Sure.
That's 2 more successes.
So 6 total.
Uh-huh.
You're pretty sure this is what a lot of it looked like. Like you're not able to do like a full 3D like render of it type thing. But
I'm not a computer, Harley.
No, that's fine. No, this is more old school research anyway. So, just a cursory examination, storyteller. Do I recognize like even just like the root of these symbols? I'm not expecting a full translation right now, but if I can at least make an educated guess where these symbols might have come from. Okay. One, two, three, four.
4 successes.
Yeah.
Just kind of see. Do you think you've heard of ancient Enochian?
Okay, this is Enochian. This is at least something. I've got something to at least run this down now.
Ooh.
Enochian. It's look there's like, how much of the nerd shit do you want?
What country are they from?
We'll say cradle of civilization, potentially, like Middle East / Mesopotamia area.
Oh, so that's probably some super old vampires sarcophagus.
Yeah, so Babylonian.
That I opened in my
Sumerian.
dream.
Yeah, so you see, that was. If you come across that in real life, don't open the fucking sarcophagus. Okay? Just.
I mean, it worked out in the dream. It made me feel tingly, like when I got that human arm.
Remember what I said about opening things where we don't know what's inside them? That's a bad idea.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
Modern solutions also mean me taking all of these symbols and running a reverse Google image search into a Enochian dictionary and getting the translation of what's in the box before we even think about touching it.
I will not. I Scout's honor. I will not open any Anunnakian sarcophagus until you tell me where the symbols are from.
Okay. So I will make sure you. This gives me something else to do while we're waiting for our next port of call. I will make this a high priority on top of the charity that I'm setting up.
Of course.
So ma'am, if you were to have the biggest platform in the world to spread whatever message that you wanted to the masses, what would be a good name for the organization that you represent? Or do you want me to just like punt? Because I can punt.
What would you call it?
Well, see, Our Lady of Perpetual Currency doesn't have the same ring to it as something that, might be a little more, we'll say,
That sounds a bit tongue in cheek.
Busted. Look,
Maybe earnesty is what we like. I would like for an organization that is dealing in charity in my name to be a bit more earnest in its presentation. I know you've got that Nosferatu, like sharp wit, bitter taste of satire, but maybe don't lace this one with it.
Oh, look, I'm just saying the only thing that the American tax system likes more than unfettered, brutal capitalism is religion. And, maybe the girls were a little, maybe they were onto something here. This is definitely something that you would have jumped on back in the day.
Oh, but I've changed. We can all change.
Okay.
Focus on the good part. If money comes, it will come.
Oh, it'll fucking come. I'll see to that. But okay. Tell you what, we'll workshop a name for the charity. Father Murphy is going to be the our mortal. If you pardon the expression, he's going to be our beard. So we've got a mortal plugged into the system that can handle the legality and the legal end of things. And then you, me, Charlie, we could be on the board of directors, and then we're the ones actually in charge. It's just we're using Father Murphy's name and social security number.
Sure. Just focus on the good part.
Okay.
I don't want any money unless we're helping people.
Oh, I'll make sure. I promise you, Scout's honor. We'll actually do some good with this instead of just...
You weren't a scout.
No, but I mean, I've got the internet. I can Google how to start a campfire if I need to. So...
Start that campfire.
Okay. So you haven't seen Charlie at all? I mean, he's up. You haven't seen or heard him?
No, I haven't heard a thing. Glad he's awake. Sandro's getting worried. I think she's got a crush.
Well, see, now the competition's left the playing field, so now it's just straight shot.
I think she's got an in.
I honestly think if she were to make a pass at him right now, if she catches him at the wrong time, he might literally rip off her head and throw it in the ocean.
Oh, yeah. I told her not to be a rebound slut.
Okay, good. Okay. It's nice seeing that you still have the vocabulary of old Charlotte with the new and improved packaging.
Oh, yeah. It says whore in the Bible.
Multiple times.
It's just a modernized version of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go look for Charlie. Padre, get back to me on that address if you can remember anything. That'll save me some legwork having to do some research.
Can't remember anything.
Do you have a wallet?
No.
Okay.
I put aside all my stuff,
All right.
and then the attack happened, and I didn't have. pretty much wearing what I had then.
What's your social security number, Padre?
2?
Oh, fuck.
Why don't you remember that organization that we found out he was a part of that was probably a setup for why he's with us and it's super sus?
I don't want to poke around in there too much just because, I mean, I know it's back to the you don't want to open it if you don't know what's inside. Well, I know what's inside there, and it's an SI server. Room for error is minimal, and I don't want to have to do that unless I absolutely have to. So,
Okay.
all right. Charlie. I'm going to find Charlie.
You find Charlie and tell him I said hi.
If I find him, I will.
Hi.
Oh,
I've been standing in the door for the past 6 minutes. I messaged the storyteller.
It's true.
I love that. Welcome back.
Hi.
But
Hey.
this particular point in time is a good time for us to take a bit of a break. So a little bit on the other side, but I want to get the break in, get everybody some popcorn and or water before such time as we hop into this particular uncomfortable conversation.
So uncomfortable here.
Come on back in about 5 minutes, everybody, and we will continue on with Fractured. And welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Season 1, Episode 1 of Fractured, Adjacent by Night. So, they're just all about to get together and talk about their feelings. I'm going to go on mute for about an hour and a half.
Hi.
Hey there, champ. How you feeling?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. You look refreshed.
Sure. Yeah. What's all this like charity stuff?
Oh, it came to me in a dream.
We're having dreams now. Did you have a dream? I don't know if it reached you. You might not have had your Wi-Fi on.
No, yeah, I did.
Well,
Did you have the sarcophagus dream?
No. Was I supposed to?
I don't know. I just figured maybe somebody else had it. Maybe one of the girls had it. Maybe it's a girl dream.
Maybe it's a girl dream.
Sarcophagus represents the womb or something.
or it's a stone box containing something really fucking nasty from ancient Mesopotamia and needs to stay
The womb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I didn't have a womb dream.
Well, in my dream, now that Cassandra's no longer a viable source of income for us, we need, and this also gives us some operational cover. I've got everything ready to pull the trigger on starting a nonprofit religious organization spearheaded by Father Murphy. And
Why?
Philanthropy is tax-free. People love to donate to charity when it's tax deductible. We need money. And it also helps us help the less fortunate and those who need it.
This is what's most important.
You want to make money through a nonprofit?
Well, that's the easiest way to go about doing it. There's very little oversight when it comes to religious nonprofits in the IRS. It's the easiest new thing to start up.
Why don't we just rob a bank again?
Because I mean, I would like to still keep a low profile, and going
Being a religious centerpiece is definitely a low profile, Harley.
less immediately actionable, moderate profile. Just
I miss this.
it has been pretty quiet. Uh, Trevor knows how to play poker, by the way.
Great. How's he doing with it?
Depends on which one you're sitting across from. The one that's got kind of like the slopey left side of their face. They have a tell their right side, since it like works, it kind of like twitches, like they're kind of smirking.
I can remove that.
I mean, it's some people like having easy mode when they play, some people don't. I mean, the options there, but they're really actually good at like reading like risk assessment. That's kind of why I had them do that, just to see how they all could function independently from each other. And the results are unfortunately somewhat disappointing. But yeah, the tactical sense of a goldfish is about, yeah.
They're a bit more point and shoot.
Mm-hmm. But they know the rules of how to play poker, and they know the ranking of the hands. After that, yeah, it's easy money if you wanted to go that route.
I'm sure that's translatable skill in some capacity, and at least we can tell he can survive for a week without my input, so that's good.
So, was your time off insightful?
I don't know. It's kind of just in the black for a lot of it,
And
except for the dreaming.
okay, so you had one too, or one multiple? What's the story there?
Storyteller, was that dream a one-off, or was that the same dream over and over again?
That was one continual dream.
Okay.
It took the entire week for you to
Okay.
have it.
It just felt like the one time.
Okay. Mine had some pretty easy to understand symbolism.
Yeah, I didn't ask you about your dream. How was that? If there was no womb.
I still kind of had the womb motif. The first part, I had my vision where I got the inspiration for the new business venture. And then I went through the other door that was in my dream. I ended up in an alley. I tried, some Dream Warrior stuff, and then I ended up down underground in Nyx's old throne room.
Oh, very phallic.
Yeah, but being underground, womb, etc.
Yeah, but it's a big erect throne made of bones.
Yeah. Well, I then sat on Nyx's erect bone throne and ended up
Not going to judge you.
That.
With a. Oh yeah, you're gonna love the symbolism here. Ended up with a throne or a bone crown on top of my head, and it was piercing my skin and making me bleed.
Circumcision.
Well, one detail that I left out from the part of the dream featuring you, I'm pretty sure that Cervantes has them now.
He probably does.
Or will soon. So,
Nobody's really dead unless you have a body, huh?
well, that is a little tricky for us, considering we don't leave one.
And how does... okay, hold on. We're not doing this right. My online degree in psychology told me that we should all be comfortable. Standing in this room awkwardly isn't helping the conversation flow. So why don't we all have... You guys have a seat on the couch. I'll sit on my bed.
Oh,
I sit down, don't question it.
oh, sure. I guess I'll just sit and cradle my cup.
Now, the next part of my online degree is to ask this. How does that make you guys feel?
You want an honest answer or something that's going to make this conversation go easier for everyone in the room that we will then resent later?
A dishonest answer would not be productive. Think of this coterie like a marriage, and this is the counseling.
I kind of look over to Charlie, and Harley's silent for a moment. You know, this unfortunately actually is going to be easier without the other two here. Without everyone getting in their feelings over whatever. We need to operate from here on out under the assumption that they've already ended up where they wanted to go, which is in the Sabbat.
That was their goal after all. So finding Cervantes would be according to plan.
I don't respond. I'm looking to Charlie.
That was probably the plan, yeah.
Was or is?
I don't know.
Now, both of you guys experienced great loss. People who are very important in your lives in this situation. So it might be difficult to process all of these complex feelings that you're experiencing right now. So just get it out on the table, Charlie. Obviously, you're upset. Why are you upset?
Because I don't know how I feel about it.
Mixed emotions.
Because after all of trying to help them and trying to do everything and trying, and then they just left.
And you feel as though your efforts should be rewarded.
I feel like they shouldn't have just left.
And what about you, Harley? This is your oldest friend that's just kind of turned and left.
That wasn't my friend. That was the thing pretending to be my friend. Not that I have room to talk, but I am at least able to see how far we've all fallen, barring certain exceptions. If anything, the two of you have seemed to have done very well for yourselves, all things considered, in that regard. And there's obviously some resentment here directed at not only you, ma'am, but Charlie and myself. All three of us had a hand in this. Because we either did too much or didn't do enough. And the problem with situations like this is that you can't see it until after it's already in the past. So we have to move forward as best as we can. And that gets us back to the main question at hand. Are we going to go back for them? Are we going to look for them? And if we are, when? That's where,
Charlie,
that's
thoughts?
where I sit.
We know what we're going to find if we look for them. Are we ready for that?
I'm more hung up on the fact that I believe Alana and Cassandra all but said that they didn't want us to come after them. We care about these people, right?
Yes.
And we would deny them free will to make mistakes for themselves. Even if we disagree, even if we worked so hard to try and prevent them.
Even if it cost them their life.
It's their decision to make. Unfortunately, it's the messy part of life.
Fact. We know the longer they're with him, the worse it's going to get. So, if we're going to do something about it, we need to start now. And not after someone's already been through Wassail.
We know what we're going to find if we look for them. Are we ready for that?
I want to try to get my friend back. I know it's not possible. But I'm hoping that they can get all of this out of their system. So I guess we give them some breathing room and then we decide enough's enough. Let them get
Only
their
there was a
hits.
decent way to keep an eye on them.
Well, I mean, it's not like this.
Keep them on a long leash.
I mean, I've already got RSS feeds set up so I can catch news that happened to bear...
What did you do?
What do you mean?
Not you. You don't talk like that unless you did something. Charlotte.
What did I do?
About a long leash.
Oh.
Oh, I betrayed myself.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I just made sure that they would be as safe as possible while being able to make their own decisions.
How?
Making sure that Elena couldn't hurt Cassandra if it all came down to it. She did ask.
How bad of a poison pill is it, though? Is it debilitating, life-threatening?
I mean, if I can do what I did to you, then open options, right?
I think everybody would be safe. That's why I don't worry as much as you guys. I mean, I can't protect them from Cervantes, but from each other, I can handle that.
But
They're very suggestible.
then what happens if they end up in some fucked up loyalty challenge and one of them has to kill the other?
They can't.
Then Cassandra might win unless you did it to her too.
No, I didn't get her on that one. Didn't get the chance. She didn't ask. I'm all about consent these days.
These days.
It's in the rear view. For better or worse, it's in the rear view.
I appreciate you protecting Cassandra, at least.
They're big girls. They can make their own decisions.
They're also not thinking straight.
Like, maybe it's an outdated notion, but where I come from, you don't just turn your back on friends. Sure that you let them make their own decisions, but if you care about them, you'd still do everything that you can to help them the whole way through.
Even if that's what they don't want.
You don't turn your back on friends. You don't leave people behind.
Now we just have to figure out what we can do. They're gone. That's an uncontrollable.
What? Another uncontrollable. We can't do anything to Cervantes if we were to go do it, because last time we tried, it didn't work.
We didn't have a plan last time.
Yeah.
So for us to do that, we'd need to have a pretty significant plan.
Yes.
Hopefully involving a stone sarcophagus.
Probably a decent amount of resources at our disposal.
Oh, and we'd need money.
Yeah. I've got that covered. And has a Canis talked to anyone lately?
Only if my dream was that, but
It wasn't him.
maybe not for you.
I asked, and I think we can all agree that if it was him, he would have been the kind to flex on the fact that he did it.
Look, you got You got a nonprofit idea in your dream. I talked to a person made out of light, so different strokes.
Okay, yeah, your turn. I spilled my tea, as they say on the clock app. What's yours?
I don't know. I was everywhere and nowhere at the same time. I saw everybody, and then I talked to a person made out of light.
Okay, so I think there were pertinent conversations had during that dream sequence. Then, let's start with the fun one, the light person. What was that conversation about?
Oh, was it Jesus?
I don't think so. They said they could help.
Top 5 things Jesus would say.
Yeah, but so would like the school counselor, so could go either way.
Depends on the district.
They said they could help,
So
and they were full of light.
we keep an eye out for a light person.
Yeah.
Add it to the list.
Yep. Made out of light.
What do you mean? Oh, okay.
Light.
Okay.
Light. They did the whole like mind's eye thing and light.
The mind's eye thing?
Yeah, you never seen the it's like
Like the weed posters.
Sure.
They're a Tool song.
The whole like open your inner eye thing, they did that, and there was even more light.
That doesn't sound familiar to anybody.
Can I roll to discover plot hook, Steve?
Intelligence plus a cult.
Thank you.
I've met one.
That's true.
Intelligence plus storyteller intention.
It's so good to be back.
Sorry,
It's
this
like
is the
the
character
old-
that doesn't have a cult in history.
It's like the old player's guide that had all the extra skills like lock picking. It's like, might as well have intelligence plus storyteller intention. Throw that in there.
One of my favorite old hard copies that I own, besides the book with all of the tertiary skills, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, was the old World of Darkness combat book.
I have that in PDF somewhere. So 4 successes, you said?
Yeah.
You think you've heard something, rumors at least, of maybe a bloodline, but you haven't. Maybe they were wiped out that had like the third eye thing going on.
Okay. All right. So let's keep an eye out for. Oh, I walked into that one. Oh. So let's be mindful of kindred with actual literal third eyes in their forehead.
It was a little bit on the nose, but okay.
And I've firmly gotten on board the whole like our dreams are like more than meaningful, they're substantive.
I don't even remember the last time I had a dream, so
Exactly, which is why
You just did.
all three of us having a dream on, I'm guessing, the same day at the same time is kind of a BFD.
Yeah, that's what I got. You all were doing your thing. They were out with Cervantes, and then person made out of light, and
Well, at least they're coming to help.
Maybe. Hopefully. I don't know. I don't even know what kind of help. Like, what is? Do they have something that can stop whatever is going on?
I mean, I've heard rumors, about that bloodline. They're capable of some weird stuff. At least if the rumors are true. So I honestly think that, I mean,
Do you think they're capable of stopping a lesbian descent into darkness?
well, maybe, or at least,
Then they truly must be powerful.
well, I'm look, all I know is that between the three of us, we're in a really piss poor state of affairs, and anybody offering any help whatsoever, I mean, I'll take what I can get. Creepy, weird, psychic third eye bullshit, or not. So,
Sure. Yeah. I just don't know.
and I'll do some more in-depth research about the sarcophagus, because I think all three of us were handed pieces to the same puzzle, and we just have to figure out how they all fit. I mean, obviously, whatever decided to give us all a dream decided to let us know that the girls are in trouble, and they also saw fit to give us some pointers. I need to be very, very, very mindful of getting involved in my clan's politics, or even Sabbat politics from here on out, just because of the whole crown thing. And with the Nick Tuku sniffing around, the likelihood of me getting dragged into some Nosferatu bullshit's very high.
Where did you guys pick on the map? I circled a few spaces before I went under. Where are we going?
I told Sandra to pick.
Where did she pick?
I don't think she really knows how to drive the boat or navigate, so I kind of just told her to go out to sea.
Into the Pacific Ocean?
Yeah.
Look at it this way: if we've been drifting west far enough, any point's a good point.
Yeah, I'll just walk out of the room.
I put my finger up. Ma'am, we'll talk later about the charity thing. I'm gonna.
I look forward to it. I already have ideas.
Good. I'm gonna follow Charlie out, and I'm gonna wait for him to kind of move we'll say a respectable distance away from Charlotte's room before I approach him for conversation. If he dips into his room, I'll follow him.
I'm
Okay.
walking to the deck. You guys just said that we're drifting out into the fucking ocean.
Well, I'll follow him up to the deck.
All right.
Hey,
And I'm just checking the navigation, trying to see, like, are we even, like, still going south, or are we?
No, not at all.
Okay, I'm literally just going to just check fuel and then crank in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So
That's wrong.
tactical decision. Where's the smart play? Where's the smart play right now?
Well, smart play now is to get to land and put fuel in the boat because I don't know how long we've been going this direction.
I don't either. So nearest, we'll just say nearest point of landfall is TJ.
I don't know. What if we went due west after a while, then we're gonna hit California again. So wherever on California. Unless we miss. Which is kind of big, so missing is impressive. Not impossible.
Look, let's. They're probably. I wouldn't be surprised if they've got that bastard sweet talked into actually having him take them to Cabo. So we can do what Cervantes's goons were doing to us earlier. Let's shadow them down the coast. Let's keep heading south.
I mean, sure, unless my dream is correct, like an actual like telling the future, like you think.
Okay, lay it on me in detail so we can have a better assessment here.
I don't. You were on your computer doing stuff, and Charlotte was in her room doing like stuff, and then they were with Cervantes, and it felt like he was still in Seattle, but there's no way they could have gotten back to Seattle that quickly, unless he like literally flew them back there, and they wanted to go south, so that's the opposite direction, and then light
Okay.
person.
All right. Well, if it were me, if I were Cervantes, going to Seattle after Vancouver to help shore up whatever the hell LaCroix did to. I mean, not LaCroix. Fucking Cross. Yeah. See, I was gonna. Yeah. Whatever. It would make sense to me if I were Cervantes to go down to Seattle and see what could be salvaged from whatever Cross did to them.
Sure.
And then stay put, have the goons do the legwork. They are probably with us. They're probably with an escort. Cervantes is still probably up north, so that definitely tracks. That's what I would do. Send the goons down to go scoop them up, keep them under. He's probably headed south right now to meet him halfway.
My torpor dream said he was in Seattle, and so were they. Whatever that means.
They could have made it up to Seattle in a week.
In which case, we are going the opposite direction, but do we also want to go back to Seattle after the everything?
Before we left, Cass and I, we had talked a little bit. We need to keep going south for now.
I don't have time for the cryptic. I'm already now dealing with a person made out of light. Cryptic. Just why do we have to keep going south?
Because if they're going north to Seattle, if they come to their senses and find that the grass isn't greener on the other side of the fence, they're going to go to Cabo.
And so your plan is just to wait there for them.
Go there and then start skipping back if we have to.
We were already halfway down California. You want to go all the way down to the point of Baja California to go back up again.
Harley's kind of staring at the map for a while. Look, do you want me to make a decision or not?
What aren't you telling me?
I'm telling you that I'm nervous as shit being around you right now because I know you. You are one wrong sentence away from killing a lot of people downstairs if it came down to it. And I'm trying to be as gentle but proactive with you as I possibly can.
Harley, all of my focus and attention right now is being funneled into basic motor skills and conversation because I just don't have it in me to give a shit right now. I really don't. I don't have it in me to be the terrifying killing machine that you all think I can be, and I don't have it in me to be the gallant white knight that everybody acts like I want to be. I barely have it in me to not just go lie back down. So what aren't you telling me?
I'm telling you that you need to make a fucking decision. Because I know what I want to do. Charlotte is along for the ride regardless of what we end up doing. I'm trying to take your feelings into consideration. You had towards the end, you had the better relationship with Elena than I did. And so I'm being mindful of your emotional space.
I don't know, did I?
We didn't talk for like 2 weeks after the pirate thing. And when we did talk, it was basically her telling me goodbye.
Yeah, well, she told you goodbye.
Look, you've spent a week on the bench. It's time to saddle up. If you're not going to make a call, I'll make the call, but I'm not going to have you interfering. If you're not going to participate, if you're not going to weigh in, someone's got to take charge. Get out of the way if you're not going to help.
I don't want to do this fake charity thing.
Oh, that's a side thing. I got that. That's... Think of it as a hobby for me.
Sure. tell you what. I'm going to put this boat as due east as possible. And I'm just going to let it go until there's land in front of us. And then from there, we're going to figure out the closest port to that land. We're going to stop there. And that's my plan. And then we'll figure out what the hell we're doing next. I don't know if that port is north or if it is south. We just need to not be out here.
Thank you. That is a great suggestion. We're moving now. One foot in front of the other.
Sure.
You good?
No.
Are we good?
Probably.
I'll settle for that. Look, you've been in torpor for a week. Father Murphy has made no moves on you to try to end your undead damned existence. So can we maybe move him a little lower down in our possible threat list?
Didn't you tell me something about him before all this stuff happened?
Oh yeah, he was former SI, I guess.
So why are we moving him down the list?
He's been out to sea with us for a while now. He had every opportunity, like some people kept saying, to take us out, and he didn't.
I'm still more worried about him accidentally doing it.
That's a valid concern. But intentionally, I think is off the table now. There were two less of us than before, and he didn't do anything. Technically 3 less because you were in torpor for a week. It was just her and me.
And Trevor.
Friend Murphy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. At least he's trusting.
And simple minds are easily swayed, unfortunately. But we've gotten lucky.
Fine. But we need to figure out anything about this guy.
Now that our friend Elon has come through with the internet, I've got that covered. I've got a backlog. I've just been waiting for a connection. And okay. Tell you what, we'll move Father Murphy down on the threat list, but I'm moving him higher up on my research priority to make up for that, and then we can reassess.
Okay. We need to figure out what to do about all these people on the boat. They can't get off.
Storyteller, how have they been doing this past week?
They seem fine. Surprisingly.
Hale and healthy?
Relatively. A little bit suntanned and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, they've been enjoying the ocean air, judging off of the looks of some of them. The shuffleboard equipment's been used.
Oh yeah.
They're not thriving, but they're doing better than surviving.
Yeah, and 2 of them died when they tried to set foot off the boat.
There's that too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I mean, Charlotte's good, but being able to unravel an elderless Umbra's dominate, she's not that good. So I think for now, that is an uncontrollable. There's nothing we can do. For the time being, we just keep them as best and as ethically as we can.
Sure.
And
Okay.
Hey, I mean, I'm not totally too familiar with how it works, but if you kill the vampire who's dominated you or someone else, doesn't that break it?
I don't know. I haven't done that.
Maybe we should ask Charlotte. She might know.
Maybe we should just kill him anyway.
Oh yeah, that's a given. That's a fucking given. But I'm just saying that, like, if something that we were going to do anyway is going to fix a problem that we're having but isn't high priority, all the better. It's gravy on top of the mashed potatoes. And getting the girls back would be the fries of the poutine.
What do you suppose that this can do for us?
What do you mean?
We all got our special secret decoder rings for the special secret club. What do you suppose that can do for us?
Harley's staring at his for a while. I think this is another uncontrollable, and we're just going to have to worry about it when it happens. And I mean, we know that Incanis is involved and it's not Malkov.
Just because Incanis is involved doesn't mean Malkov is not involved.
Yeah.
Like, so, I don't know if we're supposed to like point this and say Talmera and magic happens or what, but
I'm sure I'm sure when the time is right, we will find out how they work.
Great.
So, hey, we're gonna get him back. Okay.
I'm scared they don't want to.
I know them. It's only going to be a matter of time before Cervantes makes one of them do something that they absolutely will refuse to do. Strong-willed they are. So that's, I suppose, calling that situation a time bomb is a pretty apt metaphor. They know deep down that they're making the right move. We don't agree with the reasons. All of us on the outside know that they're that they made the wrong call. I think part of them know that they made the wrong call too, and they just need to play this out. Things are going to go south for them quicker than they're going to go south for us. So let's head east, figure out where our nearest geographic location to refuel and resupply is. I'll scrape my RSS feeds, see if anything strikes my fancy. We'll reevaluate and reassess.
Sure. Okay. I'll just gonna keep us pointed in this direction then.
Do you want me to send Sandra up for some company?
No, I'm fine. I don't think that whatever Charlotte's trying to do is actually a thing.
Okay, Charlie.
Speaking of what Charlotte was going to do, Charlotte, what are you up to?
I was just snooping on the whole conversation, but I didn't find any place to jump in, so I'm just going to go back to my room.
See Charlotte like, okay, yeah, fine.
Disappointed in the walk back.
They're actually having a healthy conversation. What the hell is going on?
I expected so much worse from you two.
You're disappointing in the positive.
And I'll just keep the boat pointed
Okay.
where we're going. And moment Harley walks away, I'll just watch for a while and then just by myself. Are you in there? Come on, you always talk at me whenever you want me to do something. Know that you're in there.
Who are you talking to, Charlie?
Whatever voice has replaced my beast.
Hello, Charlie.
You're the one with a plan. You always seem to have an idea of what I should be doing. You have you have more motivation, don't you?
I have hints.
What's the move here?
What do you want to do, Charlie?
I want to unmake Cervantes from the inside out.
Yes.
I don't know if I have the tools to do it.
Then you have to practice more.
I don't know how do you stop a shadow from slipping through cracks?
Wood generally helps.
Have to get close enough for it.
You need to practice your craft.
Yeah. Need to practice so I can get close enough.
So you can hide things inside yourself.
Makes sense. And of course, so I can hide myself.
It's best to have more than one tool in the toolkit, yes?
That's why it's called a toolkit.
You're learning so fast.
Well, I'm just one big receptor in this network.
You are. But you're not only in the one network.
No, I'm not anymore, am I?
You are not.
I think it's going to take me a bit to get to New York.
I'll be waiting. So will the cats.
I'm going to sail on in silence, but with 3 successes, I'm going to be practicing vicissitude.
Okay.
And I'm just shaping my face to look like the different Sabbat members that we've encountered.
That's rather disconcerting, just Sandra when she gets up there. Yeah. She's not going to go up there after she sees you like melding your face into different formations.
Practice makes perfect.
Where has Harley gotten off to?
All right. Well, now that we have working internet, Harley is going to stick to his promise. The whole nonprofit thing is dead in the water if he can't get any concrete info on Murphy anyway. So that's high priority. He's sitting down at his terminal, and I'm basically trying to find as much open source information on him as I can. I am not going to poke around in any federal databases if I can get around it.
Intelligence and technology, please.
Okay. Does my hacking specialty apply or no?
Depends. Are you going open source or are you hacking?
Just open source for now.
Then no.
Okay.
Google searches all the way. You're even trying out Bing and Ask Jeeves. Somehow AOL Instant Messenger downloaded onto your computer.
Yep.
If I wanted to make myself feel really old, I'd say ICQ, but you know, I don't.
What?
My first dial-up internet service was Prodigy.
ICQ, Brennan. It was the messenger service before messenger services were a thing. Yeah, you're young. You're so young.
Okay, I'm spending a willpower because this is some old bullshit. That's better.
The hacker Nosferatu was like,
yep, 4 successes.
Hunt and peck.
Spend
4
a willpower,
successes.
by the way. Yep.
The earliest thing you can find is 2 weeks ago.
All right, so Adrian Murphy's an alias.
Apparently.
I'm gonna have to go federal. All right, now I am gonna hack.
Alrighty. Same roll. Hacking specialty. +1 dice. Unless you wanted to rouse something.
It's not a bad idea.
I've had worse.
Rousing intelligence. I'm good. Okay, 1, 2.
In that case, 3 extra die.
10, hack the planet with 11 dice.
I don't know about you, but 11 dice really isn't hacking the planet.
Spending another willpower. All right, that's better. 5.
5 successes. You start going through like bureaucratic websites like DMV, et cetera, trying to find something on him, but you can't. Even like Google reverse image searches of his photo, there doesn't seem to be anything on any database you can find that matches even something close to Murphy. No, like family trees, ancestry.com or anything like that. Nothing. It's like this particular person just manifested into existence 2 weeks ago.
I don't like this at all. I'm going to send a message to Cleopatra.
Okay.
I'm basically going to lay everything out for her. The fact that, yeah, the guy's a ghost, etc. and so forth. And I'm going to ask for her. I'll offer a boon if I have to.
Okay.
But I need information on this guy. I don't care how long it takes. I need information.
There's a bit of back and forth on ShrekNet with the messenger service, and you eventually get back minor boon. I'll see what I can do.
Thumbs up emoji. And then I'm going to send Charlotte a text. I need you down here. My room, please.
Okay, make sure you clean up.
Harley keeps a relatively decent workstation. When you don't eat or drink, it's hard to accumulate some
Gamer gunk.
Yeah.
No crumbs in this keyboard.
Yeah, there's still scraps of paper and it's still a mess, but at least it's not like biological.
And I will head to Harley's room. So, what did you find?
I get out of my Harley has a very, very nice office chair. He gets up and he offers it to Charlotte. If you want to sit down.
I do want to sit down, so I'm going to. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I kind of I drive the mouse and keyboard and just kind of like illustrate all of the. And Harley's gonna, if she's gonna spin in the chair, Harley's gonna let her spin in the chair. That's fine. But Harley's taking the time to drive the mouse and keyboard, narrate the fact, show her the evidence that or rather the lack of evidence, and explain to her everything that he's done up to this point.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Man without memory doesn't remember anything. No history.
Right, but he didn't just. I mean, the guy's pushing, 50, 60 storyteller?
And I never ask a priest their age.
He's actually like maybe early 40s.
Okay.
Late 30-ish.
Okay. So he's been out of seminary for about 8 years. Okay. Well, I mean, he didn't just apparate out of thin air as a
Or maybe he did.
okay.
You ever think about that?
Okay. Harley takes his takes the hood off. And it's like this is Harley's in theological discussion mode. All right, so look, I mean, I'm willing to accept and believe what I've seen with my own eyes in regards to Father Murphy's abilities and powers. I'm willing to accept and believe the fact that he is supernatural in nature and he has access to the divine and can channel the divine through himself as a physical conduit.
All of this has been seen and is proven to be true.
Yes. Empirically fact.
Mm-hmm.
You do not just become a person out of nothing. He came from somewhere. And the fact that the guy is a ghost in anything electronic, I'm willing to put more belief in the fact that this guy is deep secret inquisition or second inquisition over the fact that he just came out of nothing.
Okay. So if that's the case, then why didn't he just, like, I don't know, ghost protocol us in our sleep?
And see, and I brought that up with Charlie. And I brought up the same point. So you can see where my cognitive dissonance kicks in, and I have a hard time with this. Even more so than what I was.
Maybe he is something unexplainable then.
Harley's staring.
I'm not asking you to believe in anything that isn't provable. We just haven't proven it yet.
Harley's staring at his ring for a while. Okay. I'm not buying the timeshare yet, but I'm willing to take the pamphlet.
I'm just saying, our little coterie has been going through so much bad times and hardship over the course of the past how long?
Year and a half?
Maybe somebody took pity on us and sent us a bone. I'm happier than ever.
I'm growing past just the pragmatic need for having him around. And I mean, I am a dyed in the wool atheist. That's not changing. I just want to reiterate that.
Mm-hmm. But
the guy is weird, and he's on our side at least. He could have picked any other time to do us in, and he didn't. He could have done it then when it was just you and me, and he didn't. Could have just.
it would be a weird long game.
He wouldn't have even had to have done anything to Charlie. Just toss him in the ocean and vaya con Dios, mi amigo.
Oh, you speak Spanish?
Muy poquito.
Good. I was getting worried. We're going south.
Yeah, I've been practicing. So, I'm going to have a really hard time having this conversation with Charlie, though. I got Charlie to agree to, you know, we'll say perceive him to be less of an active threat in exchange for me doing my due diligence and looking under every single fucking rock that I could for information on the guy.
So you're just going to have to keep looking.
I'm going to wait to hear back from Cleopatra. If she can't get me any information, well, then I'm going to start taking another look at your interpretation of the situation.
Just start looking for examples of 40-year-old adults coming into the world completely unannounced.
I mean, depending on who you ask, I don't even think the Vatican fully knows how old Christ actually was. And I mean, we've got the whole, like, there's the missing, like, teenage hormonal, you know.
Oh yeah, I read those. Those are super exciting. It's like a young adult novel.
Oh, there's out of character. I'm not going to touch that with a 10 fucking pole. It'd be so fun. God.
The Jesus part of like, you're not my real dad.
So, yeah, I'm really, really not, like, Father Murphy is not the second coming. That's even that's a stretch compared to what we've already been through. Even you would have to admit that's a stretch.
It would be a stretch, but would I be surprised? I didn't believe in anything about a week ago.
And you know, that's, you bring up a very good point. Yeah. Would I be surprised anymore? Nah.
Yeah, I expect the unexpected.
I mean, we are vampires after all. We are hypothetically immortal. It stands to reason that, yeah, we've got Jesus 2.0 on our fucking boat. Oh my God. Oh. So, I will let you know what Cleopatra comes up with. And if I can't find any concrete information on the guy, he's just as big a security risk as the rest of us. If he doesn't have an identity in the system and he gets scooped up during the day and we can't interfere, what do you think the cops are going to do to him?
Deport him?
Yeah. Oh God. He's not from Ireland, ma'am.
I know that. But if he doesn't have a social security number, then he's not from the United States either.
Ooh. Well, there's a documentary that they should do. What happens to all these off the grid kids that try to enter society after their parents have fucking kept them on a fucking cabin in Montana for 15 years?
The Amish.
That's Father Murphy's new, he's Amish now. I'm going to start calling him Amish. If that's fine with you, ma'am.
I don't care. You have free will.
I do. So, so now that I've hit the detour that I have with Father Murphy and the IRL logistics, getting the nonprofit set up, that's going to have to get put onto the back burner until I either get Father Murphy's real identity or I make one up for him.
I wish I could help more.
You are doing everything that you can, and I appreciate the effort that you are putting forth.
Thank you.
You
Isn't
are.
this healthy?
It is.
You want a hug?
Harley's glitter.
There's nothing.
He actually gives her a hug, and it actually feels
That's a real hug.
It's, I mean, as real as a Humanity 4 vampire can give a real hug. Yeah,
It's the
it's very, very sharp and pointy, but it's still a hug.
A hug is a hug.
Mm-hmm.
Even from a level 4 thug. That's what they say.
is that what they say?
That's what they say.
So, is Charlie still melding?
Melding and
bases?
steering. Just melding and steering.
As you're readjusting course, because taking your hand off the wheel, even if you set it up so that it doesn't move, put the little hook on it or whatever, it occasionally you'll just veer ever so slightly off course. But you feel something. It's like a little itch in the back of your brain.
Hmm. I'm just looking around at this point, seeing if there's something that's drawing my attention.
There doesn't seem to be anything there, but when you turn away from the wheel, you're suddenly hearing something. It's like an echo, like a scream.
I'm trying to pinpoint it, if I even can.
You can tell that it's not from the boat.
Heightened senses turn on.
You hear the waves, you can hear the engine, but it doesn't seem to increase the sound of the scream.
And I'll click that back off. What is this?
It's one of many possible futures. You guys really need to focus on your rings more.
I said the secret code word.
Yeah. It's not a decoder ring. That was one of the futures in which Elena was told to kill you.
I imagine that's quite a few of them once we actually show up there.
Yeah. That scream that you heard was her when she refused.
Yep.
That's why you heard it. And I'm going to guess the other two did not.
Considering that you're here talking to me, we're not doing our group powwow, I'm going to assume not as well.
That's a pretty good assumption, yeah. You're a bit more connected than the rest.
So I've been told. Seems to be the trend.
There is a way to help. And I'm not supposed to be telling you this, even as a member of the Talmay Ra.
Help how?
Gonna need you to go to the desert.
The desert.
The desert in Arizona.
I don't know if the boat can get to Arizona.
Not saying stay on the boat. I'm saying I need you to go to the desert.
Where? What desert though?
You'll know when you see it.
It's kind of a big state.
Yeah, it is. See, some of the other Talmay Ra are kind of, they don't like that I'm doing what I'm doing.
And you in the desert, being in the desert will help how?
You'll meet somebody there.
I'm literally just like looking at the map right now. It's like, okay. Well, if we hit near the border of California and Mexico, there's that highway that runs into Arizona, and there's a what's this? The Sonoran Desert.
That's the one.
Sonoran Desert Sonoran Desert includes California, but we have to go to Arizona.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna guess that you can't share any more details that would help on what's going to be, I don't know, a 6-hour drive from the coast.
I can't.
But going there will help with what? Tell me what it will help with, at least.
You're going to get really unhappy about what I'm about to say next.
I probably could have predicted that.
You're learning with your new powers already.
More ways than one. Go for it.
You'll know it when you see it.
Fuck you. Fuck you and fine.
I'm trying to help.
I'm sure that I will see it when I see it.
If I took a more direct hand, I would probably be on the stake.
Fair to say. Arizona, then.
Arizona.
I'll just look at the navigation, just like angle it a bit more towards San Diego.
Yeah.
Right.
You're Arizona. And then he just disappears.
Son of a bitch.
And on that note, it's a good point to wrap up this particular episode. So thank you everybody for watching. It's been great to come back to this because we were doing something else which will be revealed soon. in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, we are back in the vampire saddle. Thank you for all the bits and subscriptions that you have dropped on the channel. And we will do some quick outros of everybody, and then we will raid over to Toronto by night. And yeah, we are going to see you over there in a few minutes. I'll be wearing something different, but let's go in reverse order. And Patrick.
Hi, Patrick Gill, creative director at Martlet Games. You can see me here on. So it's Adjacent by Night Fractured.
Correct.
Okay. All right. And it's season 1 of Adjacent by Night Fractured. Because we had season 1 of Adjacent by Night. So now we're okay.
Yes.
Okay. Just getting our
It's like an
It's going to be
anime.
perpetual season ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like this is why I never got into Fate. It's like which one?
Yeah.
But
You guys trying to complete the whole set.
I'd much rather go One Piece. Anyways, on top of being the creative director at Martlet Games, I'm also a huge weeb. But we've got London's Bleeding, which is in production. The scheduling gods are not being kind to us. We're working on it. We have stuff available on our Patreon, though. It will see the light of day once we get into a spot where we can actually release it and not be waiting weeks for episodes. Indie Anarchs is done. Great. Check out our YouTube. You can buy my book. Yes. I have a new book out with my nearest and dearest Sarah over at Martlet, and Tyler, who runs the Clan Gargoyle Vampire the Masquerade shit posting account on Twitter. And we have a book called Bloody Awful Business, which is a source book on the Storyteller's Vault about including the circulatory system in your games. And I'm sure we're not going to see any of that ever pop up in this game at all. No.
You already did.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah,
Oh,
but
won't we?
yeah. Anyways, love you all. Good. I'm glad to be back.
And Zachary.
I'm Zachary Vaudo. My Twitter handle's over there, and I probably have links over there at this point. It's great to be back with everybody. We missed the other half of our crew. You can find me on ATL by night on Tuesdays. You can find me here. You can find me in a game that Patrick ran called Stars Without Number. That should have been aired by this point. That'll be around Martlet. I play an android. It's a blast. You can find me Gehenna Gaming, Carrion Comfort Studios, Bard's Playhouse, Martlet Games, Vancouver by night. I am wherever tabletop games are played.
Everywhere tabletop games are played. In fact, if you actually, I heard a rumor that if you put out like a storyteller screen and then you get all your friends to sit around outside of it, Zach will just show up and run a game.
Say it 5 times and then I'll do it.
it.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
And Brennan.
Hi, I'm Brennan. I was Charlotte. Those are my links. Good to be back. I'm sleepy.
And this guy's Storyteller Steve. This entire episode has been brought to you by our merch store. There's a sale that's coming up on the merch store, which starts on Memorial Day, which I believe has just started, I think.
Time is a
Let me
construct.
count. No. Yeah, it was last Monday. But it's still going until the 6th of June. So everything is on sale as far as I understand it. And yeah, go pick yourself up some merch. You can get the blood dye. There's going to be some extra stuff that's going to be appearing after we record this, before we air this. So go and check it out. And check out our Patreon. Just $1 gets you a bunch of awesome stuff. And on top of all of that, we have the YouTubes, which by the time we air this, we're only going to have a couple of days left to hop over there. Once we get to 1,100 subscribers, we will be giving away some dice from Odd Duck Dice, which are amazing. They're liquid core blood dice. There is no blood in the dice, as far as I understand.
I have one of Rosie's. This
Oh,
was
nice.
one of her first hunger dice that she made for me.
Yeah, she made some liquid core ones. So there's a little sphere
Mhm.
inside with some liquid, spins around when you roll the dice. But again, I have to reiterate, there is no blood in the dice, as far as I know. And yeah, so come and check us out there. And it's all the back episodes. Get caught up on Adjacent by Night before the next episode. And next episode, we're going to be going to the other part of the coterie with the ladies and seeing what they're up to in Thelma and Louise ish fashion, driving off a cliff, probably. I don't know what's going to happen there. So tune in next week and you'll see that. Have a good night, everybody. And we will see you in a few minutes.